Hi friends, this is Sarah from Crafting and Relaxing. Thank you so very much for joining me. This is Smash Our Stash. Bourbon Creek Crafts came up with this idea, and every month we have a category that we work on. This month is ephemera and die cuts and stickers. I didn't really use many stickers, but I don't have a lot of stickers. But I do have a lot of ephemera and die cuts. I also used this as a clean the counter opportunity for me. If you've been watching this challenge, you know that on Free Choice Month, I just use what's on the counter. And I did a lot of that. So I have a process video. You can look for it later in the month. And if you watch that, you'll see that I got off track. Sometimes I just picked something up and decided I was going to use it, and maybe it didn't fit the category, but I had a great time. I decided I didn't want to create more ephemera and clusters as much as I could. I did add to this sheet a bit, but I haven't stitched it or anything yet. But I didn't want to have a bunch more stuff. I wanted to use some up, especially I targeted things that had been sitting around for a while. So it wasn't just the easy stuff. Let me show you what I made, and as we go through, I probably won't tell you too much about where the stuff came from, because if you want, you can watch the process video. And in collabs, we do try to keep the videos shorter. I made some fun cards with die cuts that my friend Mary sent me. These are an example of they're adorable and they just got lost on the counter. When I made some of these cards today, I thought, I know this stuff has been sitting on the counter on days when I needed a birthday card and a jam, and these weren't hard and they turned out adorable. I made a scene with these flowers. So I have these cone flowers and leaves, and one is happy birthday and one is joy. I sort of went with the same idea, two of them at one time while you have the papers out and everything. And this is a basic gray brand paper, oldie but goodie. So it has a little bit of modeling or mixed media to it. Then Mary had sent me, Wilson got his bone out, right? He's all settled in. He knows we're going to make a video, and I'm not going to pay attention to it for a while. Mary had sent me these gorgeous colored flowers, and they had been sitting around here, and I finally decided today's the day. So I took the flower and a die cut that I had, and the size didn't quite work, so I had to get creative. I think it worked. You guys can tell me. Maybe a few enamel dots to fill in the holes. And then I matted it in black just to make it pop a little bit. This scrap card had been driving me crazy on a Smash Our Stash, or one of the days when I was working on them. I added this little layer on it, and you can see I put one on the inside. So then I just came back and added the happy birthday. And because this was so busy, I used double layer on that to make it pop. Same, a scrap card front. And then this was from Beth of Bourbon Creek Crafts. She sent this to me in Happy Mail. Be happy, it drives people crazy. I thought that was fun. Then I had a die cut for Happy Mother's Day, and it was sitting on the counter, and I thought, oh, I've got to use that. My mom is a quilter, so I borrowed Noni's die and did all this die cutting. It wasn't actually just sitting on the counter, but I really wanted to use this die for the Mother's Day card. My plan was to put the die cut on the front. I just didn't think it worked. You can watch the process video and tell me if you think I should have gone with that. So I decided to put it on the inside. It lays nicely. It's not a problem. I think it's fine. My cardstock did crack a little, but still cute. Okay, this one is a lot of odd things. This was the piece to a player piano roll. Had been sitting around and I couldn't figure out what to do with it. Thanks in a color palette that I wasn't sure about. I'm so glad you're in my life. I do wish I would have put that down below, laid it out better. And then just a piece of ephemera, and I stamped all over this coffee or tea dyed paper. This one was using the ephemera that was in aged tones. So many of my cards are bright white. I wanted to change it up. Joy, again, beautiful, beautiful scraps that you can't let get away. A happy birthday, and this is, I think, the last of Noni's trash of these stamped backgrounds that I had. This one of you sent me a bunch of these adorable star die cut borders, and it just magically perfectly matched this star paper, so I made a joy card. Happy birthday. Recently, I had showed you that I got some of these from Tony. And I thought, well, it was sitting on the counter and I needed to make a card. So I took Happy Birthday from Mary, so die cut that was sitting around, some scrap paper, and some scrap little die cut stars. I tried to really use up a lot of my die cut stars because I'm getting down to the smaller ones that I don't love to work with. You know, I don't like fiddly. I just thought this turned out cute. I think it's a cute birthday card. I used some stickers. They look almost like enamel dots, but they're flat stickers. This was from when Bourbon Creek Crafts was using her scraps and she was doing a lot of vinyl cutting. So I added some white pops there. And these school cards are from a different video, of course. So you've seen them. I'm just showing you that I'm starting to embellish. I put a bunch of stars on them, did a whole bunch more too. You can see in the process video, assuming it turns out okay. Then I had one of these left from Mary, Big Birthday Wishes, and I kept this one kind of masculine. I went with the gray, and I don't think I'll put any bling on it. This I love. These flowers were from Mary. The hello was sitting around on the counter. I think it came in Happy Mail. I rounded the corners. And then this paper is from that giant, wonderful Happy Mail that Chris Cuts Paper sent me. She's on Instagram. I thought, well, it would be too much white space for me if I just put these flowers on there. A blue and yellow would be really good. And this was sitting out and I thought, oh, love it. I really like this one. I mean, it's one of my favorites. This is a challenge, using stuff that we have sitting around. Last year, I think it was last year, in the spring sometime, I got the whim and I started drawing flowers. I have used flowers on an art journal page, but I've never done a card with them, I don't think. My friend's grandma used to make cards and she'd put like contact paper over it. She wouldn't have used this much dimension and they age forever. I mean, they're perfect. I have some, they're probably, well, it's been a while since we were in college. Let's just say that. And they still look beautiful. So it works great. I don't think this one will last decades, but I still think it's pretty cool. I think it'll go in an envelope okay. I probably wouldn't mail it. If you want to see how I made that, it's in the process video. And again, I used a scrap card base that was just driving me crazy. I made quite a few cards. That wasn't my goal at all, but what I did was I just worked on the counter and then I would put them in the bin and add to it and go about my day. Check out the other videos, see what people did with their embellishments and ephemera and stickers, and I hope you get some inspiration from this collaboration. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.